Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, whatever the case might be, based on what time zone you're in. My name is SusanDintino, and I am here today to talk about this full moon energy. Just a little bit about myself. I am an intuitive. I do readings and motivational speaking. I'm a Hay House author. I have a book out entitled Songs of My Life, Slightly Out of Tune. And twice a month, I guess it probably works out to, I come out and I talk to you about this new moon energy or full moon energy. And what we're going to be talking about today is the full moon energy, because even though we're a few days after the full moon, it's really powerful for 2 weeks, right up until the next new moon. So we're not too late to be talking about all of the tools you can have in your arsenal to deal with this full moon energy. So first of all, I want to welcome you all and just invite you this evening, if at all possible, based on your weather. I know some of the country is going to be getting some storms, but if the weather is at all conducive, even if it's cloudy, really try tonight to get out in the energy. And even though you might not be able to see the moon, you can definitely feel its energy. So you want to just allow it to just kind of bask over you and feel that supercharge. This full moon energy is really going to pack a bit of a punch, and it's falling in the astrological sign of Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is a water sign and very famous in the zodiac for pretty much telling us like it is. He can be secretive, or she can be secretive, but she's also very vocal in what she wants to say or he wants to say. And although it's a water sign, it's more like still waters run deep than the ripple effect of some of the other signs, the powerful water. So, as I've said before, when I give you my overview of astrology, I am by no means an expert. I know just enough to be dangerous. So I just like to give you a few little tips on where it's falling so you know. It would really be beneficial for you as we talk about these new moons and full moons to find out what house it is in your chart. So, for instance, this full moon is falling in my 8th house, which is about spirituality. And when I looked it up online, there were some tips that really were beneficial for me in navigating this energy. So let's talk a little bit about what this full moon is inviting. We know that full moons always are asking us to release. The sun is totally illuminating the moon. And I had an early flight out on Wednesday. That's why I didn't come to you Wednesday night. I was out of town, and it was unbelievable because as I was crossing the causeway, that full moon was already brilliant, and I was already feeling a little bit unsettled from that energy. This full moon is really telling us to take a look at what we've set as intentions, to look at our projects and find out if we're where we want to be. Are these our projects, or are these someone else's that have more or less been imposed on us? You're going to find in this energy that you're getting a great deal of clarity. And I can tell you personally, it's really fired me up on so many levels of really like, it's almost like I've had a veil and all of a sudden this veil has been lifted and it's like, wow, didn't I see that before? You know, what was up? What was being hidden? So it's very much this full moon is inviting us to really take a look of where we are, why we're where we are, and where we want to be. Also, as I said, it's a really good time to release. Are there things that are holding you back from really your accomplishments, and what is it that you would like to do? Are you prioritizing your intentions? What intention have you set that has come to fulfillment? What are still out there? Again, all of this is really being illuminated in this full moon light. So really a very powerful time. What I've really found, and I'm going to be talking about this, I haven't done this before in these broadcasts, but I'm really feeling really guided to do this. And I'm going to talk about what I'm feeling as far as the chakras go. For me, this has really hit me in my solar plexus chakra. Now, the solar plexus is our own little sun, and we know that the chakras are a part of our energetic system. So, like if you could visualize those. They're different colors, and they start at the base of the spine and work up the spine. The one that I'm describing is a brilliant yellow color spinning right around the abdominal area. And why it's significant is because it's our center of power. When the solar plexus chakra is in balance, it's giving us permission to be in our power, to be comfortable being in our power. And like I said, boy, has that really been driven home to me this week. So I've also had a little bit of a belly upset, because sometimes when that is really being forced, us staying in our power, it can impact us physically with a little bit of a belly upset. So I'm really feeling like this energy is really powerful, and I'm really feeling it big time. So if you're having some of those sensations, give yourself permission. Now, the full moon was on Wednesday, so that's when it was at its zenith. But as I said, we are going to be feeling its effects for 2 weeks. So you feel a little bit of it right before, and then up to 2 weeks after. So if you're still spinning, know that you're in good company. We had 4 planets retrograde. Now Mercury has gone direct, which has lightened things up, and also Venus has. So it's kind of giving us a little bit of insights as far as our relationships go. We might be finding that our communications are clearer. Maybe all the hiccups we've had with our electronics and appliances might be now waning, that Mercury's direct. So that's also really making this full moon even more powerful. So one thing too that I would like to remind you is that when the sun is illuminating the moon, because we know the moon doesn't have its own light, it's all from the sun. It's really such a metaphor for how our outside light is illuminating us. And again, this is like this beam from that solar plexus chakra just beaming out so much of what I'm feeling right now. So good time to look. Maybe you might want to devote some time, if you're not familiar with the solar plexus chakra, investigate it. See if what it really means to you physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. See if it's resonating with you. That power yellow color. It might be a good time to purchase a yellow candle and really, focus on that and knowing that it's okay for you to be in your power. So, like I said, don't feel just because we missed the exact date of that full moon that you can't benefit from all of these tips and information as to how to utilize it. Also, great time for charging crystals, any of your oracle cards that you might be using, put them outside again, certainly if the weather cooperates. And if it doesn't cooperate, if you have a window that moonlight will be coming into, you can also put your cards, your crystals, whatever, in that light. So you're going to get the benefits. My favorite thing to do is to swim in this energy. And I was really fortunate that I was able to get in my pool on Tuesday before I left. And really, I actually had quite a few fairies in my backyard that night. And I'm always looking, and they were making their presence very known. So it was very magical. And that full moon, even though it was Tuesday night, so it wasn't quite at its height, but wow. And I began to feel all of that already, and that was the day before. And like I said, for me, it has not let up. So coming home and feeling it so brilliant. We have dark skies here, which means that our lighting is very restricted. So we really get the full wallop of the whole thing. So just know that, if you're having a bit of problem sleeping, you're feeling, again, a little bit like really supercharged is the word, that's really has a lot to do with this moon energy. So I always talk about, the crystals that I've selected, and I know there's people posting, and I'll definitely be looking because I will get to some mini readings. But let me talk a little bit about the rest of the story, so to speak. The crystal that I selected is obsidian. And this really caught my eye first thing this morning. And I just, I have a certain little tray right here on my desk, and I'm thinking, okay, obsidian, this is what I'm feeling I'm going to recommend. Now, if you're in the market for a crystal, great. If it's a crystal that you have, the reason I selected this really helps clear distractions, okay? So obsidian is great for clearing distractions. As we're trying to get this clarity, and if we do feel a little mumbo jumbo from the energy, obsidian's going to help clear that energy. Also, it's a great grounding stone, and I would highly suggest grounding right now. Remember the chakras, okay? Earth star located on the soles of our feet. Just visualize those opening. And roots, beautiful roots, your roots growing through each and every layer of whatever building you're in and going deep into Mother Earth. And then fix those roots any way you're comfortable doing. When I ground, I've developed a beautiful crystal castle in the center of Mother Earth. And I always wrap my roots around this beautiful castle crystal and just let them sit there. And sometimes what I'll do is pause a minute in meditation, depending on my time, and ask Mother Earth for some energy. And then what I'll do is whatever color comes to me, I'll bring that color up through the roots. Now, I actually have a meditation CD that I have worked with colors, and that'll tell you, like, for instance, you might get a strong yellow color coming up when you ground this time, and that would be very much, again, tied into the solar plexus chakra, telling you it's okay to be in your power. Red signifying, to really feel safe in your body, that you're secure, that it's safe to be abundant. So the colors that you're getting can be very significant into telling you what it is energetically that you need. So that's obsidian. This is really, it feels so good. I've felt so good since I brought it out. I also like to recommend a essential oil. And when I was away, I was actually in Encinitas and was so privileged to be within walking distance of the Yogananda Center there. And while I was there, I was in the meditation garden quite a bit. But I must admit, in the few days that I was there, I became the bookstore's best customer, and they had some of the most amazing books. Of course, I'm a huge book fan, but also their incense was incredible. So I brought home quite a bit of incense. As a matter of fact, my home right now smells like an Indian temple. Okay, a temple in India is what I'm saying. So it's just incredible. And the incense that really has been appealing to me lately is jasmine. So I'm going to recommend jasmine as the essential oil. I know we always think about lavender for relaxation, but jasmine is great as an antidepressant. It's also great for stress relief, and helping with insomnia. One of the things with full moon, so many people have problems sleeping. So jasmine's really going to help you. And remember, when you're using an essential oil, to be sure it's okay to put it directly onto your skin. You might need a carrier oil. What I like to do is just kind of, put it in my palms, and then during the day, just kind of, sniff and allow it to be, just imbued in every cell that way. But everybody's different. And whenever I make these recommendations, crystals as well, I always say that you are the best judge. So if jasmine doesn't appeal to you, there might be another scent that you would enjoy more. But I'm recommending as an essential oil, jasmine. And the angel that I have selected is Archangel Michael, because I really feel like, as I said, we're supercharged and we need power. And what better angel to call than Archangel Michael with his sword of light. And I selected this card from Doreen Virtue's Archangel Michael deck. And what I love about this deck is not only does it have a little message for us, it also has a prayer. So what Archangel Michael is telling all of us is this is your life's purpose. And I felt this was so significant because this is a time of clarity. This is a time of stepping into your power and really realizing what it is that you want your journey to be. This new moon is also reminding us to enjoy the journey. So in addition to giving us clarity, it's also saying, hey, you know what? Life's a journey. My that's my tagline on my radio show. Life's a journey, enjoy the ride. This full moon is reminding us. So let me see, I know these always come up backwards. This is your life's purpose. And I'm going to read the prayer. Archangel Michael, you know the details of my divine life purpose, and I ask you to help me be aligned with my goals. Please clearly guide my actions so that I'm taking the best steps to fully manifest my wonderful and meaningful career. So, calling on Archangel Michael to help us with our life purpose, to be comfortable in our power. I really like Archangel Michael as well with that solar plexus chakra. It is okay for me to be powerful. And when we talk about power, we're not necessarily talking about beating on our chest like a King Kong gorilla, okay? We're talking about that quiet, subtle energy that you exude, that just tells everybody that you're confident and you're comfortable in who you are, and you know you're the best version of yourself. That's the kind of power that we're talking about. So Archangel Michael. And last but not least, the flower that I have selected, and this is the deck I'm going to be pulling from for our mini readings. This is Robert Reeves, who I am pleased to call a friend. This is his flower therapy deck. And because it's Mother's Day, and I'm wishing each and every one of you that celebrate Mother's Day a happy Mother's Day. Certainly for our mothers that have passed on, wishing my mother, knowing I wouldn't be who I am without having been her daughter, I'm wishing and sending prayers to her for a very happy Mother's Day. So what I wanted to share with you was my very favorite flower, which I've already gotten. My little mother's, not little, it's a beautiful bouquet of flowers, which includes these, because all my kids know I love these, and from my daughter Gina, beautiful bouquet. And what the Stargazer Lily, and in this deck it's called the Pink Lily, is saying, stand by your commitment. Okay, so I selected the flower, had no idea what it was going to say. Again, powerful message here. We're going to set our intention. What is it that we want? And again, we know new moon energy is about intention, but what this full moon is asking us is to release the intentions and release the things that we no longer should be dealing with. Really soul-searching time. Great time for meditation in this energy to really get clarity on it. And what the card is saying is you're strong enough to keep the promise that you've made. Don't back out now. Your angels believe in you. So I love the aroma of these flowers. That's why whenever I'm at the grocery store, because I always have fresh flowers in my home, whenever I'm at the grocery store, you know, because sometimes they'll look like these lilies, but they're a different color or whatever, what I'll do is I'll be there and I'll be smelling all inside all the bouquets to make sure that they smell, because I love the way they add that fragrance to the house. So I am shuffling now, because I know many of you have joined me, not only to hear about these full moon advice, but also to get some little mini readings going. I just want to remind all of you that I do mini readings during my show, my radio show, The Night Shift, which is on W4CY.com radio, and that's every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's called The Night Shift with SusanDintino. Also, if you get a reading, I will get this up on my YouTube station. It will be available on my page, Facebook Live as well. But if there was anything you wish you could hear again or whatever, you know, I'll download it, get it up on YouTube, which is my channel. My name's SusanDintino, and as well on my Facebook page. So let's see who we've got here. Just going through these. Okay, looks like we've got a lot of people out there looking for guardian angel names. So what I really want to do, Deborah has asked, and we will certainly get some names for you. What I really want to do is pull from this flower deck, but because I've got a few people that are asking for guardian angel names. Okay, Deborah, the first name that I'm getting for you is William. I'm seeing a strong navy blue and a very tall angel, a strong navy blue connection around this angel. And when I give you colors in association with your angel, it's the way this angel attempts to get your attention. We know that these angels have to be called because of free will in order to help us. But this is almost like a British angel. William, very, he's very tall, navy blue in color. And you know what? He's definitely been with you since the very beginning. And I feel that he's really been trying to get your attention. So if you've been seeing the color navy blue, if that's been coming up for you, then that's him trying to get your attention. He wants to work with you on some kind of a career change or some type of transition going on, because I'm also seeing butterflies, dragonflies, which is indicating to me that you're in a transition mode. So call on Williams to help you with this. And with all the guardian angel names I get today, what we are going to ask is that these angels validate those names for you within the next 14 days. What I mean by that is that you will either see the name in writing, you'll hear it in a TV show, maybe meet somebody named William. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean if you meet, well, it doesn't mean if you meet a person named William, that's your guardian angel. But what it is it's a little tap on the shoulder from your guardian angel to tell you that that is indeed he is one of your angels. So that's William, and I leave that with you, Deborah. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, Julie, you know what? Julie's been feeling a little bit low. So what we're going to do is we are going to pull a little flower for her, and let's see what information we can get for you that might be helping. One of the things that I've really been getting a lot of hits on, that's the word I always use for my advice from my divine beings, is I've really been getting a lot of visuals about shielding. So just remember how important it is that you shield yourself. And when we talk about shielding, what we mean is that energetically you're protecting yourself. And I know many of you listening know about surrounding yourself with white light, which is one tool you can use. But my favorite tool, especially since we're talking about flowers today, is to bring my aura in. Remember, your auric field should always be 3 feet around you. So you bring your auric field in or push it out. And again, use your intuition. Don't try and make this be more than it needs to be. Whatever feels right to you is right. It's all intention. Put my aura where it needs to be, and it will be. Your aura is your beautiful energetic light and boundary around you, egg-shaped, okay? Then what you want to do is visualize a rose. It can be any color, any size, opened, closed. It can even be a color that a rose doesn't traditionally come in. What you do is you place that rose outside your energetic field. And again, this is all, visualization. You ground your rose just like you ground yourself. And this rose becomes your protection. And what it's saying to anybody that might be approaching you in a toxic way, I'm offering you a sign of peace. You might feel the rose, maybe run into somebody that's a little bit disagreeable, and you might feel, okay, the rose gets a little bit ruffled. You can replace the rose. The rose can be one color one time a day and another color a different time of day. This is my favorite protection tool, and I share that with you. And I'm really seeing, Julie, looking at your energy, I'm feeling like your energy is a little bit depleted, and I was so guided to share this with you because I think that this really protection technique would be very valuable for you. I'm also feeling cord cutting, and when we talk about energetic cords, we're talking about how people that we meet, family members, loved ones, it can be very subtle meetings. Certainly if you're doing any kind of healing work, if you do readings, you develop cords with people and you can't see them. The best description I've ever seen somebody talk about that exchange of energy was in the Celestine Prophecy, and it's a fictional account, but many people believe it's true. And this gentleman actually watched a cord being developed between two people. So you always want to make sure that you're clearing your energy, and I see that around you, Julie. Just make sure that you're cutting your cords. I release you with love and light. This doesn't mean, I know many people in relationships that want somebody to come back are afraid if they cut the cord, the person will never come back. That's not the way it works. You're releasing them because your energy is your energy and their energy is theirs. It's It's just like telling a vampire they're not invited into your home. Okay, it's the same kind of thing, because they're taking something that is yours that you need. It's not going to in any way sever the relationship or do anything other than you keeping your energy. So Julie, those are 2 tips I have for you, and let's just see what we pull for you. Again, this is Robert Reeves, Flower Therapy. And here's the Snapdragon. And Julie, what it's saying is release all anger. Don't give power to negative words by saying them. Speak from your higher self and make your communications peaceful and loving. And what I feel, Julie, that this has to do with is your self-talk. I think you're really good at forgiving others, and I think your energy really is such that people love to be around you. That's why I'm seeing this cord cutting thing. I would love to see you do something for yourself, really self-nurturing this weekend. And watch your self-talk. I find often when I'm doing some of my workshops with women especially, that the things that they say to themselves in the mirror, they would never say in a million years to anybody else. So just make sure that whenever you're making eye contact with yourself, you're telling yourself how fabulous you are, because you are fabulous. So watch the self-talk, do something nurturing for yourself this weekend or in the next few days, and I'm feeling a hands-on thing like massage, pedicure, something like that, just to make you know that you are just really an extraordinary person. So I hope that boosts your spirits. And if you don't have fresh flowers around you, and that goes for everybody tuning in, please make sure you get some. So thank you, Julie. Okay, it's funny. So Karen's saying it's funny because she felt an illumination regarding her family starting on Wednesday. Yeah, like I said, and in some parts of the country, the full moon was absolutely huge. And it was really something to be seen. So that certainly would be... Okay, so Lois is saying she is moving to another state soon. Any guidance from the angels? Feeling positive about the move, job prospects. Okay, let's see what card we feel. I'm feeling, Lois, this is a good move for you as well. Again, boy, the butterflies and dragonflies really want to come in, because I'm feeling a lot of you that are tuning in today are definitely in a place of transition, a place of change. And what a perfect time to be doing this in the spring. So Lois, if you've been having any second thoughts about it, please release them, because you're doing exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And I'm really seeing positive things around it. And let's see. And the card we pulled for you is Be Positive, Bromelaid. I love these flowers, although I can never grow them. Your thoughts can shape your experience, so be sure to focus on the positive. And what a perfect card to pull, Lois, for you, because right now with this full moon energy, as we're getting clarity, it's such a good, positive time to be releasing and letting go. So I would say, as you're packing to move and all of these things that you're doing, make sure that you're focusing on releasing the past and being powerful in your presence. Just make sure that that is exactly what you want to do. And what I'm also seeing around you, Lois, is a vision board. I don't know if this is anything that you've thought about doing, but again, a vision board is like, you can use any size piece of paper where you could cut out pictures, put words or whatever. It's a way to express what you would like to set an intention about, what you would like to bring into your life. As I'm getting to that, as you start looking at your employment prospects, really you're very clairsentient, which means you get feelings about things. Make sure that you use that, like you're almost going to be like a human, like radar tester, because you're going to use that beam that you have, that feeling to know. It's very important that when you go into whatever this new place is going to be, you feel very comfortable there. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I see positive things around you with your new move. Okay, so Lynn is looking for a little, I feel like my root chakra is off. And you know what? Looking at you quickly, Lynn, I would agree. I'm also seeing a bit of imbalance in your sacral chakra, which is located right above the root. And what I'm seeing in connection with this is, here's my clock going off at 2 o'clock. So in case you're wondering what that chime is in the background, basically, when we look at the sacral chakra, it's also called the sexual chakra, it's all about creative projects. So I'm feeling like it's almost like these two are in tandem, in that your root is feeling off because there's something creative you're supposed to be doing. And where I think the two are off is that for some reason, whatever this creative project is, you don't feel safe taking the leap of faith. So we want to get that root in balance, which is red. And whenever I'm working with somebody with these types of concerns, I recommend creating like an altar where you focus on the color of the chakra. I actually was going through a time where I would have, yes, I'm going to be really saying this now, different colored underwear. And when I felt that there was a chakra off, I would wear that color underwear for the day. And it would just remind me, with the root, you want to remind yourself, I am safe, I am secure, I am abundant in all areas of my life. And once you get that and you feel safe, then the sacral is going to say, you know what? It's safe for me to be creative. It's safe for me to get that project out. This energy is perfect energy to start whatever creative project this is that I'm seeing around you. So let me, and again, the sacral chakra is orange in color. So you might even want to, get a red candle, an orange candle, use those affirmations. I am safe and secure and abundant. I am creative in all ways. My creations are successful. Anything like that, affirmations always stated in the present tense as if they are your truth now. Okay, so let's see what flower comes up for you. Ah, sweet pea, your wishes are coming true. So Lynn, it's saying what your heart has been longing for is getting closer each day. And you know what I find, especially you speaking of your root chakra being off, I find sometimes, and again, this goes back to beliefs, our core beliefs, what I find sometimes is that when things are really going well and our dreams are approaching reality, often what will happen is that little voice in our head, so whether it was a parent, a teacher, somebody that would remind us that, if things are too good to be true, they are too good to be true, that'll kick in that root imbalance, that root chakra saying, you're not safe, this isn't a good idea. I feel that might be what's going on here, especially with you pulling this card about your dreams coming true. And these flowers that you're getting throughout these readings might be a good idea if it's a flower you can grab to maybe, make a point to get the bromelaid or the snapdragon, something like that. But I'm feeling that around you. So whatever this project is, it's a great time to really start making plans to bringing it fruition. And don't feel like any past what you deem failures belong in your present. Remember, there are no failures. There are no mistakes. These are all lessons we learn. You get the takeaways and you move on. So thank you, Lynn, for tuning in. Okay. All right. And we have Jaws joining us. Carol, Monica's here. Let's see. Okay, going through this. Okay. And Carol feeling, no, I didn't do that. Okay, Carol feeling off. Isn't it interesting? And I think, too, when we have such an intense energy, and there's been so much going on in the heavens. I mean, we've had 4 planets retrograde, which means they appear to be going backwards. So, for instance, when we talk about Venus, which has been retrograde, rather than being all loving and mwah with everybody, what we're doing instead is taking a look at our relationships and analyzing all the ways they're not what we want, because it appears to be going backwards. Mercury being, we know what havoc that creates, that one being moving backwards and, questioning things. So now everything should be lightening up a little bit, as I said earlier in the broadcast. So certainly us feeling off and feeling maybe a little bit down, that's why I really feel that jasmine is a great suggestion for a nice essential oil that's going to lift your spirits. And let me see what name I can get for you, Carol, for your guardian angel. Okay. And the name I've gotten for you is Jennifer, and it's this Jennifer, boy, what a rosy face. She almost looks like I don't know if I'm probably dating myself, but in the Cinderella Disney movie, I think it was, whatever Disney movie it was, that there were the little fairies that were floating around that were kind of chuggy. Oh my gosh. Chunky, chubby is what I'm trying to say. She almost appears like that very nurturing angel, very nurturing. And I'm seeing a strong violet color associated with her. She comes in to remind you to nurture yourself, to take care of yourself. And it's funny because these violets, I'm also getting a very strong violet connection around you. It'll be interesting to see what flower we pull for you, but very much this whole violet, and it could also be signifying to me that you are getting very strong intuitive guidance on your own. That's also the third eye chakra, very much tied into, that indigo color, that's almost a purple color. So very much around you. Not sure if that color's been appealing to you, but boy, is that coming through. So I leave you with that name, Jennifer. We ask that she validated that for you. And again, she's just reminding you the importance of nurturing and taking care of yourself. So let's see what flower card we pull for you. Oh my gosh, chakra clearing. And here's the lotus flower. I know this drives people crazy that these words are reversed for whatever reason. And it says, by clearing your chakras, you open yourself up to profound wisdom. I really think, and especially seeing that we've been having these questions and I've been really guided to talk about them today, I really think that a lot of you are feeling off because of that. I know I've got a meditation on my website, SusanDintino.com, that I don't really exactly remember how much it is. I want to say $10, but anyways, it's an MP3 download. There's many great, if you're not comfortable doing it on your own, there's many great chakra clearing CDs out there. And I really feel this is coming up for all of you that are listening, because it would really be beneficial to get those in alignment, get those in balance, so you're not feeling so off, you're not feeling depleted, that you're just starting to recharge. Our energetic body, and they actually now can, I know many of you have had the Kirlian photography done where they can actually take pictures of this for you. So this is really something that is not in woo-woo land. It's very much a part of our physical body, in that when our chakras are off, it's going to impact us physically. Our aura protects us, and then our chakras inwardly are taking care of us. So, we've got a pretty good line of really strong energetic protection, and when those systems get out of balance, that's when we might be impacted physically. So I feel the way this keeps coming up today, it's really important to keep in mind. So I leave that with you and send you a big happy Mother's Day, and just seeing all kinds of hearts and flowers around you. So Lynn's saying she loves that deck with all of the different flowers. Karen would love a mini reading. Okay, Karen, let's see what we get for you. And like I said, I always, think, okay, what deck should I use? And I thought, well, what other perfect deck would there be for Mother's Day? So I know many of you out there too are, at a point where you don't have your moms right now, and that can be sad, especially for those of you that have recently lost your moms. So just maybe tomorrow you could take some time to go into meditation, and even if you're not a meditator, it's always a great way to just get in touch and just tell your mom what's on her mind, your gratitude, maybe share a happy memory in your mind, and allow yourself to get to a place where you really feel connected. Our deceased loved ones are only a thought away. So I know, believe me, I understand it's much better to have them here physically, but you can feel that connection. And I think many of you might find that you're going to have very strong dreams about your mom in the next couple days with the strong moon energy that we're looking at, plus this whole idea of it being Mother's Day. So when you get a really vivid dream about a deceased loved one, that's a visitation. And they'll come to you in that way to make you comfortable. So if you're getting strong dreams, know that's your mom coming through, maybe smelling her perfume and she's not really there. No reason to smell the perfume. There's little signs that you can get. So just pay attention for those of you that might be grieving right now, or I think no matter when, how long ago you lost your mom. When it's Mother's Day, you can't help but think about them and them not being here. So, because let's face it, we wouldn't be here without our mothers. So they're very important. Oh, this is so one of my favorite flowers. This is a bird of paradise. Communicate with your angels. So Karen, this is coming in for you to remind you to call your angels when you need their help. You have the ability to connect with the beings of love who surround you. Communicate with your angels and deliver their healing messages to others. So not sure if this is something that you do. I feel this is a very clear hit for you. And you know what? Sophia is one of your guardian angels. Very strong fuchsia color associated with Sophia. She definitely said, tell her my name. I think she's going to really validate this for you very soon. So keep an eye out. And it's interesting because I'm seeing it spelled, I have a granddaughter, Sophia, and we spell it S-O-F-I-A. This angel is making it very clear to me that it's S-O-P-H-I-A. And again, brilliant pink color and very much associated with helping you to feel safe and secure is what I'm getting, that type of energy. So I leave that with you, and thank you, Karen. Remember, you can communicate. All you need to do is call. So beautiful bird of paradise coming in, letting you know. Okay, here's Geraldine. Let's see, and I'm just kind of, like I say, pulling through here and getting to as many people as I can before my voice starts to give out. I just did a CACR, which is a Certified Angel Card Reading group over on Facebook, and I did an hour with them as a coach, as all those wonderful people over there. So I wanted to make sure, though, I got to talk to you because of my travels. So let's see, Geraldine, what comes up for you. New beginnings. Boxia. I always think this card, whenever I pull it or get it, I always think this card just reminds me of an ear of corn. So Geraldine, this card is coming in to tell you new beginnings. And again, brilliant yellow color. So much about this full moon energy. So this card is saying to pay attention to the signs of new beginnings. Take this as an opportunity to rise from the ashes strong and more determined. What I'm seeing around you, Geraldine, is a little bit of a maybe up and down kind of ride that you've had, and I'm seeing twos around this, so I'm going to say maybe even for the past 2 years it's been like a roller coaster ride. This card is saying that even though things haven't gotten exactly where you would like them to be, you're definitely starting a new era. It'd be very interesting to see what number you are, numerology speaking. I know nothing, I can't really compute. I know how to do my own, and I know 2017 is a number 1 year in numerology, but that's about it. But what I'm getting is it would be really powerful for you to find out what number you are in numerology, and it's a 1 to 9 sequence. But I really feel that it's endings and beginnings coming in now. Still might be a little bit of some things that you need to address and release, but it's definitely a transitional time for you. So again, this flower, and this flower I have to admit I'm totally unfamiliar with. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Banksia. New beginnings. Okay, thank you, Geraldine, so much for tuning in. Okay, so let's see, keep on moving through here. And Julie would love to know her guardian angel names. I'm just looking through here. Okay, and Julie, I already gave you a reading. I was just double checking. Okay, Linda would love a card pulled. Okay. I know when I'm on these things myself, sometimes I post more than once, and I get it, but I just want to make sure with people waiting that I'm not reading the same person twice. And very much when you're doing this, and I know there's people out there that are listening that do this work, what happens is that you don't even remember what you said. I mean, as I'm going through, as you see, I close my eyes. That's the way I visualize your guardian angel. I'm clairvoyant with that. I don't even remember what I said. So, because I feel whenever I'm doing readings, I get out of the way. Whatever information needs to come through, it's coming through, and basically it's just my mouth that's telling you what needs to be said. So Linda, let's just see what flower we have for you. Smile, sunflower. So here's a big smile, and from what I can see from your little picture, I think you've got a great smile. Simply smile and notice the profound and healing difference it makes. Linda, I think the reason this card has come up for you is I think that there's times that you feel like you should be doing so much more. And we're talking about life purpose, and we're talking about making, really being of service to others and making this big difference. And I think there's times that you might be a little bit hard on yourself because you feel like you're not doing enough. This card has come in to remind you that all you need to do is smile. Many of us out there that are going through our day-to-day activities don't realize how a simple smile can make such a difference in somebody's life. I know I always make it a point, no matter what situation I'm in, when I make eye contact with somebody, I smile. Even when I'm in a crummy mood, I really try and smile. And not only does it lift me, one time I did it at the cold cut counter at a store, and the woman actually thanked me. She said, "It has been such a difficult day, and your smile, it just meant so much to me," and something that simple. So I feel, Linda, this has come up for you to remind you that you're making a bigger difference than you realize. Again, coming up with that earlier reading, to watch your self-talk. I'm seeing that around you as well. As so many of you celebrating Mother's Day, and I think that that's the hardest occupation on the planet. Just know how great you are. And it might be a great time to make a list of all of your positive attributes as you're coming up to this day. Because I think so many of us as moms second guess what we do. Do we do the right thing? I thought it was difficult being a mom, when they were little, and then they're teenagers, and you've got their challenges. And then as adults, you never stop being their moms, their mothers. So, just give yourself credit for everything that you've accomplished. And I feel this is another thing that keeps coming up in our meeting here is about the self-talk. Watch how you talk to yourself in the mirror. Always find one positive thing to say. Even if you're looking at yourself and there's something, that's bothering you, always end the conversation with yourself with something positive. You have a great smile. You have beautiful eyes. Something to reinforce what makes you so special. So I feel that that's why that card came up for you, Linda. So enjoy, and maybe buy yourself a sunflower. Okay, Elizabeth. Hello, Elizabeth. I believe I know you. I think this is Elizabeth Green, who I met. So thank you so much for tuning in. Guardian Angel. Let's see, Elizabeth, what name I get for you. Okay, Elizabeth. The name I'm getting for you is Samuel. And it's very interesting. He's almost like wearing like a yellow cloak. I'm getting a very strong yellow color with him. And he tells me what I'm getting around him is very much a teacher energy. He's telling me that he's definitely with you as you teach. And he really helps you. And what's interesting is he's saying, say something about words. He helps you find the right words to say. I feel you work with Archangel Gabriel a lot as well as being a communicator, and I know you are. But this angel really, Samuel, he really says he's there with you in a very strong yellow presence. So that is one of your guardian angels. We're going to ask that name be validated for you in the next 14 days. Elizabeth, it's so nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today on this Saturday afternoon. Although I know there's storms, I'm sure there's nice weather so that you could, hello Kathleen, nice to see you. And please said, okay, so Leslie, I'm assuming that this means that you would like a reading from Las Vegas. Las Vegas, Nevada was my husband's favorite place. And the whole deal we would work is that every time we go to Las Vegas, we'd start in Las Vegas and then we would drive to Sedona, which is one of my favorite places. So Las Vegas has a dear place in my heart. For those of you that might not know, back in October, I lost my husband. So whenever I see Las Vegas pop up, and it's invariable when I'm traveling, that I walk by and there's a plane loading with Las Vegas people. And it's so funny how for some reason the airport just really always elicits emotion for me. And it did even prior to his passing, but now it's like, you know, so many memories just zap me. And it's not like we traveled together all the time, but I find that really emotional. So I thank you, Leslie, for that shout out from Las Vegas, because I feel like that's kind of him saying hi. So let's see what card we get for you. Okay. Baby's breath. How pretty. And this card is calling on you to magnify your intentions. Full moon energy, looking at what it is you want to accomplish. Where are you in that journey? This is reminding you to really focus on what you want to create. And I'm also getting orange around you, which is telling me there's something creative that's kind of gotten lost. And when we talk about something creative, it doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to hang a big canvas and become an artist. But what it does mean is that there is a part of you that you're submerging that is looking to be expressed. I feel that that's what this card is pertaining to. It says, choose a specific goal to work towards. Your energy is spread out among too many ideas. Please bring your focus back to the key intention and let your angels help. So, again, remember we've got this obsidian, which can help with our focused intention. So this would be beneficial for you as well as the baby's breath. So what I'm getting around you is like what we call monkey mind. So everything's going around. You've got this idea, that idea, and all of these things, and consequently nothing is getting done, which is kind of, you know, making you feel like you're not being successful on what it is you want to do. This card is coming in, calling on you to really focus your intentions on one thing. Get specific. I'm seeing writing around you, so it might be a really good idea to make a list and then put like a number 1, a number 2. Prioritize that list as to where you want to focus your energy, because I feel like you're the type of person who thinks you can do a million things at once, and you tend to overextend yourself. So what you want to do is pull some of that energy back in and just allow yourself to really focus on one thing. So that's baby's breath. Okay. Let's just see. Thank you, Leslie. Okay, and I believe Twyla. And I think I'm going to have to end with Twyla, as much as I hate to say goodbye to all of you. Just a reminder, I will be back doing new moon broadcast on Facebook Live. I'm just looking if I can fast see when new moon is. It looks like it might be May 25th, and I should be able to be live that day. Again, if you're enjoying this, enjoy the mini readings. Just know that I do them every week on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on my show, The Night Shift. It's broadcast live, w4cyradio.com. Also, all my services, upcoming events, available on Facebook. This will be posted on Facebook and also on my YouTube station. So if you got a reading and you want to re-listen to it, take some notes, just go to YouTube and I will get it up as quickly as I can upload it. And thank you, each and every one of you. I certainly know that there's ways to spend an hour on a Saturday afternoon, and I really appreciate you taking the time to join me. And I trust that some of this information and some way spoke to you. So thank you so much. And for the people that I didn't get to, just remember that if anything that you heard resonated with you, that it's definitely your reading. And here we go. Twyla, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The card we pulled for you is Bougainvillea. Boy, in California, I think because of all their rain, I have never seen so many flowers. It was beautiful. Very popular flower here in Florida, Bougainvillea. What this is saying is shield yourself. And I gave really specific instructions a little bit ago about how to shield yourself. Invoke protection to bring this situation to a speedy end. What I see is overall you look good, but energy looks a little bit depleted. First thing, Twyla, get some self-nurturing in. Again, that hands-on self-nurturing. Sometimes it's a great idea to just give yourself a hug and say, I love you. You are so terrific. Give yourself a hug. If you need a hug, give yourself a hug. Getting back to the airport, every time my husband and I would travel together, he would always take my hand on takeoff. And so needless to say, I get choked up just talking about it. So it's been something I miss. So what I've started doing is just holding my own hand. So when we take off, I hold my hand, I close my eyes, I visualize his hand on mine. So giving yourself a hug is not such a crazy thing in my world. So I invite you to do that and very much remember the protection technique. I think there is someone in your life that is draining you a bit, and really recognize that no is a complete answer. I feel you have the type of energy that you love to be all things to all people. You like everybody to be happy around you, but sometimes your own energy suffers because of this. So this beautiful bougainvillea, and this is another flower you can grow outside, beautiful. Just know that this is really reminding you that you need to put yourself first, and that putting yourself first is not being selfish. Protect yourself when you're going into situations that are toxic, and I leave this with you. So thank you so much. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for all the hearts and flowers I see floating across the screen. It's so been wonderful for me to spend this hour with you, and I'll look forward to seeing you all on the new moon. Please visit my website, learn more about me if I'm new to you. I have an active Facebook fan page, and I'd love to see you come and visit on the radio show. So until new moon, enjoy this fabulous full moon energy. Remember to protect yourself. Get those chakras in balance, and buy yourself the most beautiful bouquet of flowers, because you deserve it. I'll see you new moon, and thanks again. Bye-bye.